I was just like, y'all should have never let him walk off, because I said if Tay was a girl and a girl said that they wanted to go off with a nigga or another girl, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If y'all are new here, my name is Cece, and in today's video I will be telling a story time. So like with all my story times, I start off with who are all in the story. So if y'all didn't check out my last few videos, y'all should probably go check them out, because the same people that are in the last two videos are in this video. So pretty much I'm going to be starting off with who's all in the story time. We have Kia, we have Tay, we have Terry, we have Shanti, and we have Penny. I'm gonna try to remember all them names. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm most likely going to forget. So y'all already know I always gotta have my phone notes. I have it ready for y'all because this story time is wild. So as y'all can tell by the title, this story time is going to be about how they left him in Miami. And if y'all hear fire alarms, it's because my apartment complex is having a fire drill inspection test. So yeah, they running the fire alarms right now, and I'm pretty sure y'all can hear. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna know when I edit. Y'all already know how I met Kia and Tay. If y'all don't remember, I pretty much told how I met them in the story time about how I almost got left stranded. That's where Kia and Tay come from. Terry, I met Terry through Kia, and if y'all watched the story time about how she claimed that we did the do or whatever, y'all would know how Terry is involved. Pretty much Terry is Kia's sneak link. Like, I wouldn't say sneak link, I will more say friends with benefits. I want to say sneak link. Like, it's more of a friends with benefits type thing. I met Shanti through Tay. Shanti, I'm trying to remember who Shanti is. Oh, Shanti is Tay's best friend, and it was also Tay's roommate at the time. So that's how I met Shanti. I met Shanti through Tay, and I also met Penny through Tay, but I don't really remember how I met Penny. I think I probably most likely met Penny at a party or whatever, but I'm not really sure how I met Penny, but I know I met Penny through Tay. So this trip was supposed to take place around March. This was around spring break week, so y'all already know we out for the whole week. So what originally was supposed to take place was we was all supposed to take a trip to Orlando, Florida. So when I guess we had, at the time we made a group chat. We made a group chat and everybody was in a group chat, and we're all texting and typing and we're saying where we want to go, and the final decision was to go to Orlando. So when we made the final decision to go to Orlando, that's when we start talking about hotels, we start talking about going out, we start planning our little itinerary. So we have everything mapped out, and now it's time to pay, okay? It's time to pay, and I was planning on going because, like I said, we already knew what hotel we was going to stay at. We already knew what we was going to do for all the days we was going to be down there. We knew we was going to eat at. We knew gas, all that was calculated, everything, right? So, no, wrong. So, I don't really remember what day it was, but it was like out of nowhere. Like, as soon as we were supposed to pay for like the hotel and stuff to secure our spot or whatever, Tay had said, well, it is spring break, so instead of going to Orlando, because you know Orlando is most likely for like theme parks, amusement, like family type stuff. Like, it's not really like college party, like none of that for real. So Tay was like, since it's spring break and you know everybody goes to Miami for spring break, why don't we just go to Miami? Like, why don't we just put our money in and go to Miami? And everybody was just saying, yo, like, we could go to Miami, but Miami's too much. Miami is not going to be the same as Orlando, especially because it's spring break and Miami already know what time it is. Everybody gonna go to Miami as soon as spring break hit. Like, they already know. Like, you already know prices gonna go up, everything gonna be expensive. Don't nobody gotta have time for that. Eventually, ain't nobody really care. Like, ain't nobody really care. They wanted to have fun, so they was like, okay, we're gonna go to Miami. I was like, no, I'm not going to Miami because I don't have money for Miami. I had money for Orlando, but I don't have money for Miami, so I'm not going. So I texted a group chat and I was just like, I'm not going to Miami because I don't have money. And they was basically just telling me like, well, I remember Penny telling me like, we are going on a trip together. Since we're going on a trip together, you could just like, we could all just chip in, and if you don't have it, we could pay for you. And I was just like, that ain't even sound right in my head. That don't sound right. You telling me we're going down there for all these days, and if I don't have money, you just gonna chip in for me? No, thank you. Like, because it's just like, going on trips with friends don't mix. Like, drama always come around, and I don't have time for you to like be in one of your moods, and then I gotta ask you to pay for me, and then you want to say no, and then no, I don't have time for that. So I wanted to make sure I had my own money, and I said no because I wasn't gonna have enough money for Miami, like I said. And another reason why I wasn't going to Miami was because everybody that was going on the trip was going to Miami with only like around $300 to $500 in their pocket. And because I had already been to Miami, I already knew like, you ain't gonna last in Miami with that type of money, because you gotta think about it. You want an Airbnb or you gonna get a hotel, and then we're going at such a short notice because before we changed the date, it was like the day before spring break. So to get a hotel and do all that, it was gonna be a lot of money. And then you gotta think about it, most stuff was gonna be sold out, so we wasn't gonna get nothing good for real. And then you gotta think about gas. They wanted to drive to Miami. You gotta think about tolls. You gotta think about what you want to do for real. You gotta think about dinner. You gotta think about food. You gotta think about sports, going jet skiing or parasailing or tubing. Like, all the water sports cost money. Like, what y'all want to do in Miami for real costs money. Y'all want to be on a yacht, it costs money. Like, I wasn't gonna go. Like, I wasn't gonna go. Regardless of what I said about going, they still went. Like, they didn't care that I voiced my opinion about y'all not having enough money. They still went. And so they went, and Kia drove. Obviously she drove her car, so they left where we was at, well, where we lived at the time. They left. It was Kia, Shanti, Tay, and Penny. They left, and Kia went to go pick up Terry because he lived in another city. And because he lived in another city, she went to go pick him up. And then Terry drove to Miami. That's what he told me. He told me that when Kia came and picked him up, he drove to Miami. When they got to Miami, they said they got a motel. And they said they got a motel, and they couldn't even pay for the motel for real, because when they got there, nobody really had money for real. Like, people that said they had money didn't have money for real, and it was just a whole lot of stuff going on. So because Miami was so packed and most of the hotels were sold out and most of the motels were sold out, they had to like you know you gotta search around for stuff like that. So they searched around and they found one finally, and they got the motel or whatever. So when they got the motel, they didn't really have any money left for real, but that didn't really stop them from like going out. Like, that didn't stop them, because like I said, Miami, people be in the streets. Like, you could have fun in Miami, like, but I didn't want to have fun like that. That's not how I wanted to have fun. I wanted to have fun and still be comfortable, you know. Like, I want to say they wasn't comfortable, but you in a motel, y'all got 2 beds. It's Penny, Terry, Kia, almost said her name, Kia, Tay, and who's the last person? I said Penny. Hold on, I'm finna figure it out. I'm not even finna do that. Yeah, Shanti. Shanti was the last person. Like, I'm not finna, yeah, it's two a bed. And no, like, I already know Kia and Terry gonna want a bed to themselves, because like I said, there's something. I'm not saying they an item, but there's something. And Penny, Shanti, and Tay, like, what? Like, y'all shared a bed? Like, I don't know. Okay, so after they paid for the motel, they basically went to the beach. So when they went to the beach, obviously they don't have to pay money to go to the beach because the beach is free. So when they went to the beach, it was a party on the beach, and they started having fun. I mean, like, they was turning up, they was getting drunk, they was basically doing what they do. So I guess Tay had got money from somebody, and when he got the money, he started spending. Like, he started buying drinks, he started doing this, that, and the third, and the group got mad. They got mad because when they first went there, Tay didn't have no money, and they was helping Tay like support his bills or whatever, like hold up his end of the bargain. So when he did get money, they was expecting him to return the offer, and Tay wasn't returning the offer at all. Like, he wasn't returning it, and he just didn't want to. So they didn't understand that for real, because they was just like, we helped you and now you don't want to help us. Like, and it kind of got to the point where they wasn't really messing with him for real. I want to say they wasn't messing with him for real, but it got to the point where they wanted him to understand, like, you cannot do certain stuff and expect to get what you want. Pretty much what I'm saying is, like, they will buy bottles or whatever, and they would ask Tay to put in, and Tay would say he's not putting in. And then when they get the bottle, Tay would drink with them but didn't put in. So they pretty much was saying, like, you just riding off of them, which they were correct. But if you don't want to spend his money and you're the dumbass to give him the bottle after he said he's not putting in, then whose fault is that? Your fault. Like I said. They're getting drunk, they're having fun, they're turning up. Besides the money situation, they really was having fun on the beach. But it got to the point where it was getting a little chaotic. And when I say chaotic, I mean, when people have alcohol in their system, they don't tend to, like, act, I want to say act themselves, because alcohol bring out the real you, but they tend to be aggressive. Like, they tend, like, anger, rage, like, I don't know. When I drink, I don't do all that. I'll be laughing. I'll be they're on the beach now, and they also said they smoked something. Like, this is important because it leads up to the important event that I'm finna get to. They said they was drinking, and they said they also smoked something, and they said they smoked, you know what, and it was wrapped, like, the Eid was wrapped in Eid, as, like, so they smoked, I don't know if y'all, I don't know, y'all have to understand. If y'all don't understand, then y'all too young, like, y'all too young. But that's what they did, and I guess that kind of enhanced the drinking or the drunkenness or whatever they said they was on. And I wouldn't say Tay lashed out, but Tay started lashing out because, like I said, they don't have no money and Tay got money, and Tay wants to go to the bars and Tay wants to drink and Tay want to do that. But you gotta remember, they can't get in because they don't have no money to get in. So it was getting, like, a little conflicted. Like, Tay was just like, I have money, y'all don't. Like, y'all can't tell me what to do because y'all don't have no money. And Tay was like, I'm grown, like, y'all can't stop this, that, and the third. So Tay eventually starts meeting people on the beach, and one person he did meet was a boy, and I guess they had a shot together, and during the shot they was kissing, and Tay accidentally posted this on Snapchat, and I saw it, and I swiped up, and I was like, live your life, friend. But little did I know, like, he went missing. Like, I'm not even lying to y'all, like, he went missing. And the only reason why I'm telling this story time now is because he's okay with it, and he's okay, and I'm grateful that he's okay. But after I swiped up on that snap, he went missing, y'all, and I didn't even know he went missing. That was the crazy thing, because if I knew he went missing, would I ever swiped up on the snap? But I was just thinking, like, he's in Miami, and I know Tay's personality, and it was just like, he's living his life. Like, I didn't think anything of it. But what they told me after that, like, after that snap, they told me, like, Tay got upset because he wanted to wander off with the boy. And they was trying to basically tell Tay, like, he can't go nowhere because we're finna leave, like, and we don't have time to, like, chase after you. And Tay was like, I'm grown, y'all can't tell me I can't go nowhere, y'all have my location. And he basically walked off. So when they told me that, I was kind of upset, but it didn't matter because I was in there, and I was just like, y'all should never let him walk off, because like I said, y'all all went there together, y'all all leave there together. it don't matter about locations because your phone could get easily stolen, your phone could die, this, that, and the third. And he said, Tay did say, like, after he posted that snap, his phone did die. Tay said that that night he was so drunk and he ended up losing his phone. He woke up in a car. He don't remember how he got there. He basically woke up in the car and he got robbed. Like, he woke up in the car and he was robbed. When he woke up, Kia, Terry, Penny, and Shanti was on the highway back home. So pretty much how I told them it happened is it was karma, because y'all left him in Miami. Y'all didn't know where he went. They claimed that after he walked off and it was an hour or two had passed, they went looking for him and they couldn't find him. I was just like, y'all should have never let him walk off, because I said if Tay was a girl and a girl said that they wanted to go off with a nigga or another girl, y'all was gonna press the issue more. And I was just like, y'all know what he is, y'all know how he act, why would y'all let him wander off with a stranger? And then they told me that while they was looking for him, they found the boy that he was with, and the boy that he was with didn't have no shoes on. And they was asking him like, where's Tay, where's Tay? And the boy that he was with was just like, who's Tay? I don't remember no Tay. And it was just like very sketchy vibes. And they said that they tried to place a police report, but because it wasn't within 24 hours, they couldn't place one. And they said that they was trying to reach out to his mom, but they couldn't reach out to his mom because they didn't have his number. And then I was just like, I don't know, maybe I was raised different, because I remember when I used to go on trips, my mama had to have everybody contact number. She had to make sure they had her contact number. So I was just like, when I heard that, like, your best friend don't have your mom number, like, at all, like, nobody has no contact with this lady. So when he's waking up in the car or whatever and trying to recover, they on the way back home. And the reason how I know they got in a wreck was because who posted it? Who posted it? I think Shanti posted it. No, Kia. Okay, Shanti did post it. She said she don't know what happened right now, and right now it's like the vibes is messed up. And Kia also posted on her Snapchat her car. And that's when I was just like, what is going on? Like, her car, her whole tire front of her car was off her car. So I was just trying to figure out, like, what is really going on? So I called Shanti, and Shanti's sleeping. Like, she woke up, like, best friend, what are you doing? Like, why are you sleeping? Like, why are you sleeping when there's a whole car accident going on? Like, I wasn't understanding, but then I understand. They was like saying how they was all intoxicated. They was basically driving, they was all drunk. They was all drunk because, like I said, they left that same day. The same day they went to the beach, and the same day they left. So practically they didn't even spend no time in Miami, for real. Like, let's be for real. Like, it was an 8-hour drive. They had a 5-hotel. Then they went to the beach, and then it became nighttime, and they are driving home in the dark at night. And then Kia, you wasn't even driving, you had Penny driving, and then Shanti, you in the back sleep, and then I'm calling you, you don't know what's going on. And then I'm telling you to pass the phone. Penny's talking about how she drunk and she just crashed the car and how she was doing 40. And I'm like, you doing 40 and the highway speed limit 70? That wasn't making any sense to me. Like, how are you doing 40 and the speed limit is 70? And I was just like, you was speeding. And then I'm asking for Tay. I'm like, this is how I found out that Tay wasn't with them. I was like, where's Tay? And they was like, well, Tay is not with us. And I'm like, what you mean Tay is not with y'all? Like, what do you mean? And she's just like, oh, we couldn't find him. And now I'm getting upset because I'm like, what you mean you couldn't find him? Like, y'all went to Miami with him and y'all left, and then they was just telling me how they couldn't stay in Miami because this, that, and the third. How they didn't have any more money to put down on the hotel to get another night. And this is when I was just saying, like, this is y'all karma. Like, y'all left him and then y'all got in a car accident. This is y'all karma. Y'all should have never left him. Like, even if y'all had to thug it out in the car, I wouldn't have left. I wouldn't have felt right knowing that my friend is in another state and I left with him. Like, it wouldn't sit right with me to know that I left my friend in another state and I was the reason why you went on a trip. Like, that wouldn't even sit right with me. So, after they got in a car accident, obviously, Kia's car got totaled. Like, her whole tire came off her car type mess. So, after that happened, they got done dirty too. Like, Kia little sneaky link or friends with benefits, he got money, y'all. Like, I don't know. No, I wouldn't say he got money because on the trip he didn't have no money. He got connections. And, like, when the car got totaled, he was close to home. Because he, like, I guess I guess Miami was, yeah. The reason why Kia went to go get him in the first place was because Miami is closer to his end. So, when Penny was driving Kia's car back home, she has to pass his city to get to her city. So he was closer to home than they were, and they was like 3 hours out from home and he was like an hour out. So he got somebody to come get him and he went home and he left them on the side of the highway. And I was just like, that's so wrong. But when he was talking to me, he was like telling me like how he wanted to drive Kia's car home because he wasn't intoxicated for real, because he don't drink for real. And he was telling me how he wants to drive Kia's car home, but Kia wanted Penny to drive because Penny said she wanted to drive. So he said he already had bad vibes about it already, so he just wanted to go home. And I said, well, can you not help them, because you can't just leave them? And he was just like, well, yes, I can. And I was just like, I'm not gonna argue with you, because if you want to leave, by all means leave. Because if I'm your friend and I tell you that I want to drive your car because I'm not intoxicated, and you let somebody else drive your car and then we get in a wreck, oh yeah, I'm leaving. I'm checking out the deuces. Like, that's what we not gonna do. Kia's car got totaled. She was carless. They eventually found a motel that night and they stayed there, and the next day I think they called an Uber home, because they called me talking about, can I come pick them up? And I said, hell no. Y'all left Tay in Miami and Tay went through it in Miami and y'all didn't even know where he was. And then Tay was even nice enough to let his mom update y'all on where he was. And Tay actually called me while he was in Miami and let me know that he was okay. Like, be for real. Like, and I didn't even go on a trip. Like, be for real. Like, but that just shows you that you can't trust anybody you go on a trip with. And don't go on a trip if you don't got no money, because ain't nobody your friend, and ain't nobody gonna support you when you down. Like, be for real. That's the end of this story time. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all understand what I was saying. I hope I made sense, because I'm gonna see you guys in my next one. If y'all haven't seen my previous story times, they're going to be linked in the description box down below. You can also check out my social medias to stay connected with me. I'm on a road to 1,000K, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But I'm gonna see you guys in my next one. Bye guys. Look, y'all, look at my name.